Hi. For this video, we're going to talk about how to help your body stay regulated and help your kids stay regulated. Today we're going to talk about mindful breathing, deep breathing. I call it mindful breathing because I teach mindfulness with all the students. And so that is what they know it as. And really, that's what I call it. But really, we're talking about a deep belly breath. So for the younger students, they actually might know it as a belly breath too. Deep breathing is something that people talk about all the time, but often people don't do it correctly. Because when you do deep breathing or encouraging your kids to do deep breathing for emotional regulation, there's actually a couple things that you want to remember. First, these are not skills that we use very well when we're really, really upset. So, I want you to think about coping skills are skills that we need to do to help prevent our children from getting very upset or escalated. Because once they're fully escalated, like their feelings have peaked, they've gotten past that tipping point, then really telling someone, deep breathe, is just going to get you yelled at. So, really, coping skills need to be preventative strategies, things you do to keep your kids kind of down on the emotional scale and regulated. So, if you're noticing that there's an uptick, that they're on this escalation stage where uh-oh, they're going to explode, it's kind of before that point that you want to start using these strategies to help prevent that explosion. And whether it's anger, whether it's anxiety, fear, all of those big emotions, really, once they've exploded and they're having those big emotions, it's a little bit too late to do really effective belly breaths. What I'm going to teach you is what a belly breath, a mindful breath, should look like. And I think it's really important. I encourage you to actually be doing your own deep breathing and regulation work because you'll be able to better assist them when they are escalating and doing those deep breathing if it comes naturally to you. Also, it's just a skill that everyone benefits from. Your breath is your body's best regulator. It really is the most natural response that our bodies tend to do when it needs something. When we're running really fast, what do? We stop, we breathe, right? When we're feeling scared and our heart is pounding, taking those breaths help calm our heart rate down. So really, it's just our body's best natural defense. And the more that we can become attuned to our breath and the better we are, the more effective we are with our breathing, the better we are at being able to ground ourselves and emotionally regulate when maybe our thoughts and our feelings are starting to spiral out of control. So basic deep breathing exercises, they're always in through our nose and out through our mouth. And if possible, we want our lips to actually be focused rather than just open. You kind of want to focus your lips to really get that breath. I often tell kids pretend they're smelling a flower and blowing a candle just so that they can start focusing their lips, right? You're not blowing out a candle like this, right? You're actually kind of pursing your lips a little bit more together and blowing some real air out, or like you're blowing a bubble. If you were trying to blow bubbles, right? You wouldn't blow too hard because it would explode the bubble, but too soft, it wouldn't get the bubble out. So just that nice focused breath. A lot of kids who are stressed are going to resist deep breathing, especially if they're starting to get upset. So if they resist, one strategy is just to encourage your child to breathe out longer than when they breathe in. So breathe in, account for 3, out for 5. See if you can make that out breath longer and longer and longer. And so if they focus, especially if they're focusing on a number, that can actually be really helpful. For really resistant kids, one idea is you can actually be using like a straw. I should pull out my straw and asking them to blow a cotton ball or something light across the table, just getting them to practice that focus. Because even though they don't realize that you're doing a breathing exercise, their body will start remembering it and they might be more apt to use it when they're starting to feel stressed and overwhelmed. So I want to show you what deep breathing looks like. So I'm actually going to stand up because when you often ask people to take a deep breath, what they tend to do is lift up their shoulders. it's like their shoulders go up to their ears, and that's actually not a quality deep breath, because it's only filling up about half of our lungs, and it's actually creating this type of hyperventilating feeling and type of breathing. So, when you start hyperventilating, you go, so that actually might kick our bodies into almost a panic mode when you're breathing like that. So, what we really want to do is to fill up our entire lungs. And so you're actually going to need to push your abdomen, your stomach out when you breathe. So it's almost like imagining yourself filling up a balloon and releasing it. One deep breath in through your nose, one focused breath out through your mouth. So you actually want to see your abdomen, your stomach filling up and then going back in. And what's amazing about deep breath breathing is when you do it correctly, it actually becomes physiologically impossible for your body to continue escalating. So, really remember when you're encouraging deep breathing, it needs to be into the abdomen and not the higher chest area. For younger kids, I often will place a little stuffed animal on their belly while they're laying flat and have them rock their belly buddy, their breathing buddy to sleep so that you know that it should be a gentle motion up and down, up and down. And if your kids are in kindergarten through second grade, they have done that with me before, so they are aware of it. Other ways that you can come up with a belly deep breathing exercise for younger kids is imagine smelling a cookie, but then it's so hot you need to blow on it. You can also do balloon breaths where you're imagining your body as a balloon getting bigger, 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 bigger as you breathe in, and then smaller, 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 smaller as you breathe out. I'll be releasing a video that's actually called Alpha Breaths, where it has all different types of mindful breathing that I can do with your kids as you watch the YouTube video. So I'll be doing that video next. For older kids, what I would really imagine, I would recommend, there's lots of YouTube videos that you can find. There's apps, Stop, Think, Breathe for Kids. Calm is a great resource if it's still available for free. There's a lot of apps that I can send, but sometimes that's a little bit better. Otherwise, if they want to do it on their own, just really have them practice those belly breaths, breathing in the correct way through their nose, out through their mouth, letting their out breath be longer than their in breath. You can pair this with a 5-finger exercise where you're breathing in while you're counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a great one because they're actually getting the sensation of kind of that tickle on their fingers while they're actually focusing on counting, which helps take their mind away from the feeling and the thoughts that they're having, while you're also getting in those great big belly breaths. So hopefully that's a nice introduction of what mindful breathing is. I would encourage you to do some type of mindful breathing exercise every single day, if not multiple times a day. The more often you do it, the more likely it is that your kids will use it in time of need. There's a really great, cute, mindful bedtime explorer on Spotify. I think they may have other options for it to be free. So if you can just find things that maybe your kids connect to and enjoy, then it won't feel like work, but you're also teaching them great new skills. So best of luck to you.